In Ousmane Sembène's 1966 La Noire 2, protagonist Diouana's styling characterizes African cinema's evolution to a liberatory Phase 3 social tool, as defined by Teshami Gabriel's critical theory for third world films. The first film released by a sub-Saharan African director, released 6 years after Senegal's independence from France, La Noire 2 is an explicit attempt to establish an African cinema and, through this, an independent African identity and ideology. Diouana's personal styling as she moves from Senegal to France with the family for whom she nannies exemplifies the questions of self-identification in the wake of newfound independence happening in Senegal and in Africa generally in the 1960s. Sembène's costume direction illustrates Diouana's shift from naivete to agency, coming to understand the neo-colonial nature of her independence and freeing herself from it. As a character who hardly communicates with her bosses orally, her interactions with the material world and object symbolism are extremely indicative. Though this 1966 film was in no way informed by Gabriel's 1990 critical theory for third world films, his framework is strikingly consistent with the symbolism of Diouana's wardrobe and hence is employed in this analysis. Diouana begins the film in a white and black polka dot dress with daisy earrings, kitten heels, and a white scarf. This dress, as we infer from later context, was given to her by her mistress. The round shapes and free-flowing fabric suggest naivete and optimism. Daisy earrings likewise symbolize the renewed hope of spring, coming out of winter and looking forward to warmer months. Diouana is then told to change her outfit after 3 weeks in the same dress, and fully enters what we will consider Phase 1 of Gabriel's Matrix, unqualified assimilation. At this point, she is beginning to be disillusioned by her life in France, but keeps hope that when the kids return, she'll be freed from her position as housemaid, and life will be as she'd expected. She's routinely exoticized, and so buys an outfit that might give her more social capital among the French. Her new pencil skirt and top mimic the silhouettes worn by her mistress, and the dark color blocking and restrictive fabric show her more solemn perspective. Nonetheless, she keeps her round polka dots in her scarf, symbolizing remaining hope. After a fallout with her mistress, Diouana enters what Gabriel defines as the remembrance phrase. Fully seeing the futility of assimilation, Diouana seeks comfort and empowerment in a dress from home. We see in flashbacks that she wore this dress in Senegal, where she could walk outside and choose how she spent her time. Rather than fall into the trap outlined by Gabriel's Phase 2 structure of blindly romanticizing the past, however, Diouana reflects critically on what freedom means, where it is found, and how false expectations about what white approval meant influenced her decisions. Diouana's wardrobe has finally become combative, a true source of power, soon after. When told to take off her shoes, heels that she's worn throughout the film to symbolize her cosmopolitanism and independence, she drops them on the floor and walks away. This insouciance shows her autonomy as she shifts away from caring about the status imbued from material things. Ultimately, when Diouana hangs her housecoat in the bathroom and undresses to end her life, she confirms a Phase 3 perspective on material symbolism. Diouana chooses to die in Antibes as opposed to returning to Senegal, as the social order in Dakar remains colonially informed. The housecoat, symbolic of her domestic imprisonment advertised as freedom, is left for her mistress to grapple with as she will. Only naked, unapologetic in her blackness, does she free herself. In Diouana's object-centered communication throughout the film and final rejection of material manifestations of value, money as a substitute for understanding, hand-me-down dresses as an act of kindness, and clothing as a symbol of status within colonial systems, Sembène denies the centrality of the object, pushing his audience into the realm of the ideological instead. This is the power of African cinema, as it likewise reconfigures the Hollywood medium, shifting the product from an object of entertainment to a relationship between the audience and artist, a tool whose visuals transform into ideological power, becoming action, asserting autonomy.